Now, what is Emotional Wellbeing Reach Out Group? This is an initiative by a group of passionate working professionals, and we are here to make this world a better place. That's the idea. The purpose of the group is to be the listening ear and the supporting shoulder to those who are struggling with any kind of emotional imbalance, and we are trying to spread awareness to enhance emotional well-being. Now, we are running this group right now through a WhatsApp group and a Facebook group as well. We have around 30 core members, and we have around 52 last I saw of total members on the Facebook group. What can you reach out to us for? You can reach out to us for a non-judgmental listening, emotional guidance and counseling, awareness videos, lives and discussion forums like this one. Sumit?
Hello?
Yeah, did you say something?
No.
Okay, good. All right. And inspirational and thought-provoking quotes and some information sources as well. So that's what you can reach out to us for. Here, I would like to call out, interestingly, in fact, Sumit and I were talking about this yesterday. And apparently, these sessions that we are doing right now, which are absolutely free of cost, free of charge, philanthropic in nature, these may cost anybody who's attending anywhere from 500 to 1500 INR per session per person, depending on the content and depending on the duration of the session. Right? The reason I'm sharing this is only to help us understand the actual value of these sessions. So we are getting this information, we are getting this support, we have an expert on our panel, Sumit, and we're doing this absolutely for free, and the intention is only to spread awareness, the intention is only to make it a better place, you know. So I think the reason I said this again is to ensure that more and more people are able to actually join, and more and more people should be able to utilize this service that we are rendering. So I call it a service. I think this is the best service that can be possible in, you know, for humanity, just to share knowledge and educate people. Great. So in the self-awareness series, we have completed 2 sessions, like I mentioned earlier. With the first session was a discussion forum, one where we spoke about know yourself and the roadmap to knowing yourself. And the second session we did was on exploring yourself and understanding others as well. Now, before we move on to the third one, that is today's session, where we're going to focus more on the relevance of self-awareness in mental health. Believe me, this is the most interesting session out of all the 3. And even if you have missed the first 2, I'm sure you'll be able to catch up and you'll be able to align very quickly on what we have done. So Sumit, over to you. I'll let you pave us through in terms of a quick review of what we have done earlier and then begin with today's session. I'll put myself on mute there.
Fine. Thank you, Anamika. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes.
Am I visible? Okay.
Yeah.
These are the 4 main questions in today's times. I mean, when will the pandemic end? Am I audible? Am I visible? So these are the 3 main questions nowadays. So first question, of course, we are not discussing here. So the second and third question. So as Anamika said that these sessions, and we are coming to the last session today in this 3-part series. But remember that on the first day, we talked about a journey, right? Is it a lifelong journey, most interesting journey we'll ever take. So don't think that today's last day of this 3-part series, that means it is ending. It's actually the end of a greater beginning. Okay. So, and as Anamika said, I'll just run through the entire 3 sessions that we did, because I think except Rupam, the other 2 persons, Ruchira and Krishna, were there right from the beginning, all the sessions. So it's a recap sort of we are doing. Why self-awareness? Because first of all, we, as Anamika said earlier, we had a discussion that we'll start with emotions, emotional well-being, and then take it forward. But I said that first let's be aware of our own selves. I mean, so that we can be in a position to control our emotions, manage our emotions better. So that's why we focused on self-awareness, and then we focused, remember, on the several A's we talked about. I mean, first we go through apathy, then adversity, aggression, then we slowly come to awareness, acceptance, And then we slowly move towards actualization. We'll do an entire recap of that slide later on in this session again. And from there, so we are slowly coming to know ourselves. Then in the previous session, we did an interesting exercise. I mean, previous session, first of all, was there was a technical glitch on the first day, so we had to push it to the next day. And first of all, I would like to thank all of you again that you're taking out your Sundays to be in this session. This is again, I mean, we are planning the sessions, but maybe an unconscious desire on part of ours to check out who is actually our follower. Okay, so who is really interested in these sessions. So this is also an unconscious test we are having, that okay, the people who are taking the time out on Sundays and joining our sessions are the real committed people. So that's nice. So, and then we did an exercise of drawing ourselves in the form of a non-human object and keeping us in front of others, in front of the eyes of others. We'll take up from there only today. Remember, I think only Rupam was not there, but Priyanka, Ruchira, and Krishna. I hope you remember the exercise we did last time about drawing ourselves and then others analyzing us through their views, through their perceptions. And we may not be knowing each other, but we got an idea of each other. Remember? So that exercise we did, we'll pick it up from there. And if Anamika, we can go to the next slide. Yes, this is for, we are starting today. Yes. So all of you can see this slide about the Johari window. Is it all in front of you? See, Johari window, I think most of you know. I mean, it is a well-known concept, and it is primarily used in communication, communicating with others and communication skills part. But a unique application can be made, because I always feel that communication, to be proper, first of all, I have to communicate with my own self first. Because if my communication with my own self is not proper, it's taken for granted my communication with others will be improper. Okay, so I need to know myself, that what exactly I want to communicate, with whom and how, when. All these questions are there. So as you can see, the first window is, I mean, each window has two components, self and others. Okay, so there are certain aspects of myself which I know, and which others also know. Okay, which came out in the that draw yourself exercise also. There are certain aspects which I know, which others also know. Like I mean, everyone knows that I am a human being, I am a male, and I am a psychologist. So there are certain aspects. Second window is, there are certain aspects of myself which I know, but others may not know. Okay, which is quite common again. So it's fine. Third window, most interestingly, is, which again came out in the draw yourself exercise. There are certain aspects of myself which others are pointing out, which I may not know. And it can come out as a revelation to me. So keep in mind that conflicts can happen in these two windows. Okay, I know I'm a very good singer, others don't know. So I want to go and sing. Others will say, who the hell are you, get lost. Okay, I feel bad with others. I remember the first day we did the exercise about what are the things you're good at and what are the things you love to do. I know I am a very good player, but the other kids, the bigger kids, they don't allow me to play. I'm always made the goalkeeper. Okay, and I feel sad. So I know that I can do it, but I'm not getting a chance to do it. The third window is, there are certain aspects of myself which I may not be aware, which when others point out to me, I may not be even in a position to take it. So I take it as some sort of criticism, which is not to my liking. So if there is denial inside me, if there is not enough ego strength, not enough. Remember the A's we did? I may not be able to accept that I have these issues inside me. I have these problems. I mean, I can share one short story about a case which we discussed. All of you have heard of a thing called psychoanalysis. You must have heard. Psychoanalysis is a type of treatment done by Freudian psychoanalysts where they go delve deep inside people's psyche. So there was a person who was afraid of, crossing bridges. Okay. Now this is a neutral case I'm discussing. I won't reveal the person or the identity at all. This person was afraid of crossing bridges. Then he was not knowing why. I mean, he's a perfectly functional individual and everything. After 2 years of psychoanalysis, it came out that one day, 2 years or maybe 5 years ago, he actually crossed a bridge and did certain activities which was not up to his expectation, or he was having severe guilt from. He had tremendous guilt for those activities which he performed. Now he had forgotten those things, but it went so deep inside that he was not even aware of these things. So it came out in his therapy, it came out in his sort of counseling sessions, in his therapy sessions. So he was not being able to handle them. So there can be issues of ourselves that I may not be able to handle, that I actually got angry. I remember last time I gave the example that a mother who was thinking that I scold my child out of concern, but actually I am not aware that actually it's my own insecurity which is making me scold the child. And the child is, perplexed at why is mother always angry with me? Okay. And when it is pointed out that actually it's your insecurity, she's not in a position to take it. So there can be things which I don't know about myself, others know. And then, of course, the fourth window, which actually resides in our unconscious, which I also don't know, others also don't know. But this can be very dangerous, because when this comes out in the forefront, then you can come to the third window, that others get to know, oh, this person has such traits. This person can get so angry. Okay, maybe that person never gets angry. One fine day, he had a volcanic eruption. Okay, and no one is aware why is he doing it, and he is not even aware. So these can create problems. So this, what we are doing is we are taking the self into the surroundings part when we are interacting with others. Okay, so now in the first session again we discussed that there has to be a balance between ourselves and the surroundings. Okay, so can you just share what do you mean by surroundings? When I use the term surroundings, what is the first thing that comes to your mind? Anyone?
Sumitra, this is me, Krishna from Bangladesh.
Yes, yes, yes.
Each and everything is our surroundings.
Like?
Whatever I belongs for my daily activities, like that I am talking with my colleagues, I am reading newspaper, I am dealing with the public, and everything, each and everything.
Okay. Fine.
Sorry.
Anyone else?
But I have one belief, I am not single, okay?
Okay.
Because I have to deal everyone, so altogether makes me a full person, okay? So I can survive without anyone, actually. And if I introduce with someone, then I have to take his bhaya. So I believe I am person with them.
Okay.
It's all about our surroundings.
Fine. Great.
Yeah. Thank
Anyone
you.
else?
Surrounding me, I am not alone.
Okay.
When I am alone in a room, air is there.
Okay. Great.
And when I am with my family members, the persons are there. When I am in a field, the other persons, unknown, maybe known persons are there. When I am in college, my colleagues are there, my students are there. But all time I am not alone.
Okay.
There are some surroundings by air or by persons or by other things, environmental things, or any living things, non-living things are there. But I am not alone.
Great. Great. Anyone else would like to chip in with any other view? Okay, so I think we'll move on. Okay, so Anamika, can you just now all of you have heard of the famous psychologist called Abraham Maslow? Okay, Maslow gave sort of a theory. Yes, yeah, theory of hierarchy of needs. Okay, it's in the form of a pyramid. Now, surroundings, when we talk about, now Maslow gave the theory in his time regarding the, based on the need hierarchy, but we are applying it the concept of system and surrounding, because as you said, that every system has to interact with its surrounding, otherwise it cannot survive. Okay, if I talk of the planet Earth, even the Earth has to is interacting with the sun, otherwise it cannot survive. Okay, it's in interaction with the sun, it's interaction with the moon, is a continuous interaction. Okay, every creature that you talk about is in the surroundings, external surroundings, which the first thing is come out that we have our basic physiological needs. We have to breathe air, we have to take in food, we have to drink water. Okay, and for us human beings, we we wear clothes and everything. Okay, these are basic physiological, basic for our survival we need. Basic survival needs we are talking about. Next we come to, please go to the next slide, next point. Yes. Then once our survival is ensured, then from the surroundings we take in aspects of the surroundings which will ensure that we can safely survive. Okay, it mainly focuses on a shelter. Okay, I think this is my the shelter, about our safety and security, it will come. So we have to focus on our safety, security, so that we can survive. So we are talking about survival. Okay, basic survival. So you will see that this theory is actually aligned with Darwin's theory of survival also. Okay, we have to interact with the surroundings. Then you talked about interacting with others, my family, my friends, my colleagues. Okay, so please come to the next point. Yes, we have this need of belonging with others, friendship, family, intimacy, sense of connection. Okay, and also our need for self-esteem. Okay, which we get from others in our interaction with others. Okay, so we are talking about something, someone said environment, that is the physical surrounding. We're talking about the social surrounding. Now tell me one thing, is there anyone else you interact with? We are interacting with air, water, food. Okay, we are interacting with friends, family, relatives, colleagues, peers. Even when you go out, we commute, we are interacting with bus conductor or co-passengers, anything. Is there anyone else we are interacting with?
We are interacting with ourselves, right?
Absolutely. You understand? We are in 24 hours interaction with our own selves. Okay? And what does it include? Our own thoughts, our own feelings, our own desires, our own values, beliefs. Okay? So when you talk about surroundings, the first thing that comes in our minds is the physical surrounding, social surrounding. Okay? And all of you are quite oriented with psychology, quite oriented with mental health or well-being. But still I have to ask, okay, that anyone else we are interacting with? Because this is something which generally doesn't come to our mind so easily. But the fact is that we are in constant interaction with this surrounding. Okay, we are in constantly. I mean, there are only two things in life. Even we can withhold our breath for 1 or 2 minutes. But there are only two things in life which we cannot withhold. One is our heartbeat. I mean, the blood circulation. We have no control. It's involuntary motion. And also our thought process. It carries on. Now, I can be challenged with people who practice meditation. They say that they experience void where they can withhold their thought process and everything. We are not going to that spiritual domain because that is beyond my capacity of understanding or dissemination. So we are not talking about that, just for the sake of clarification. Okay. Till we are in the psychological domain, it is that these two things we are constantly is carrying on. Now on the heartbeat, we don't have control. But on our mental processes, on our thoughts and feelings, we can exercise some sort of control. I mean, we cannot stop thinking, but we can regulate what we think. We cannot stop feelings, but we can choose what feeling we can incorporate or what feeling to work upon, what feeling to manage, and what feeling to let prevail. That is where awareness about myself comes in. Awareness about myself is just not a vague term. Myself means about my own thoughts, my own feelings, my own desires, values, beliefs. These constitute myself. Okay, and there are entire theories about it. We can continue self-awareness. I mean, if we have future sessions about self-awareness, we can continue many more sessions. As I said, this is just the beginning we are doing. And today may be the last session of this beginning of the journey. All right. And since all of you have so diligently come, and as Anamika said that these sessions otherwise can be quite pricey. I mean, 500 to 1500. I mean, and others can charge more, but we are not taking any charges. On the contrary, whoever has joined in, if you stay till the end, but this is just a sort of a, what can I say, incentive I'm giving, that you'll be getting, I'll be giving you a free goodie from KFC. Okay, it'll be reaching you. Okay, and it's totally free. You'll be having a free goodie from KFC we have arranged for you. And I don't know any, I mean, you people must have attended many Zoom sessions, many Google Meets, many Google Duo and WebEx and everything. But no other person, I can vouch for it, has ever made a promise that they will give you a free KFC. And let me tell you, we are not in tie-up with any KFC. But I promise you I'll be giving you a KFC goodie. And I don't think any other presenter, that way I can claim sort of uniqueness, will be giving you a KFC at the end of the session. Okay, a KFC goodie. So withhold that for the time being. Now let's go to our next slide, Anamika, if we can. By the way, any questions or clarifications? Because I have been talking too much, and which is not my nature actually. So any questions, clarification regarding Maslow's need hierarchy pyramid? Because this is a theory.
Yeah, I have a question, Sumit.
Yes.
We have divided these different self-surrounding elements in a pyramid manner. So is there importance of these elements in our life, or like it's just like for representation purpose only?
No, pyramid. Maslow's pyramid is a famous structure he gave, pyramid, which we cannot tamper because it's his theory. And why pyramid? Because the premise of this theory is that unless you fulfill your basic needs, you cannot go to the next level, next higher level. Unless your hunger is met, you won't think about wearing clothes. Okay, if I may get a little serious now regarding certain examples, if I can give you very good questions you have asked. Think of a prostitute. To her self-esteem, she compromised to make arrangements for her food and clothing. You understand?
Yeah.
Ruchira talked about Mohamari. Mohamari means pandemic actually. Mohamari means an epidemic, pandemic. I'll come to that Jivananda's issue. I heard it. So there was a famous I think this poet only or some other poet. Now, Jivanananda Das talked about this Mahamari, about the 43 famine we had. There was a huge, in 1943, Bengal had a famous famine. Famous means infamous famine we had, which is the base of Amartya Sen's famous doctoral thesis. His doctoral thesis was on the Bengal famine. This was a man-made created famine because of hoarding of food grains during the war, Second World War we had. And where even for, starch, when you cook rice, starch, even starch was unavailable. So even if you get a bowl of starch, your day is made. Okay. So the scene is the poet is standing at the window and he's seeing a baby is going out, reaching out for a bowl of starch, and the mother comes and slaps the baby and drinks the starch. She prevented the baby from taking the food. Okay. So the poet thinks, see how human beings have turned into horrible creatures that even the mother is stopping the child from having food. Then he sees the mother going and fighting for the next helping of food. Then the poet thinks that what a horrible creature I am, that I didn't understand if the mother allowed that baby to have the starch, she would go unfed and she'll feel weak and the baby won't have any strength to fight for the next helping of food. Okay, but if the mother drinks that starch, she will have the strength to fight for the next helping of food and she can also breastfeed her own child. So forget relationship, forget self-esteem, forget love. It's now basic human survival. That is why it's at the base, survival need. Okay, I mean, I can give you another example. When I went to, the tsunami came in 2004. 2004, 26 December, the tsunami hit Chennai. Okay, the entire southern stretch, Chennai downwards, Pondicherry and everything. So I went there in 2005 for disaster management counseling. And I was counseling a fisherman. Okay. And of course, there was no counseling happening because there was a interpreter because he was speaking Tamil. I was not understanding. So there was a interpreter. After 45 minutes, I understood that all he was asking from me was money, nothing else. Okay. He doesn't want consolement because he has lost his wife and he has 3 kids. Okay. Now, Tamil Nadu government was giving 2 lakh rupees per death to the, family. Okay. So I said, okay, so what have you done with the 2 lakh rupees? He said, I have put it in the bank, fixed deposit in the name of my children. I said, that's very good. I congratulated him. I appreciated his effort. Then he said something which totally takes counseling out of the window and brings Maslow in. He said that if my wife was alive and if my 2 children died, I would have got 4 lakh rupees. You understand? He was thinking in terms of arithmetic. Because today, who will take care of his 3 kids? Whenever I utter this story in workshop, the standard noise I get is, "Ush, ish, ash, oh my God, what is this guy saying?" But he is saying in terms of basic survival. Because if his wife is alive, he can produce 2 more kids. Think in these terms. He can produce 2 more kids and he will have a wife to take care of his kids. And let me tell you, fisherman was afraid to go to the sea because he lives in the sea. The trauma was to that level. So if we expect, oh my God, what the hell is he saying, that he wants his children to die, think of Maslow. Basic survival need. Then love, self-esteem goes out of the window. When you have hunger in your belly, you cannot teach anything else. So when you have children, if you go and teach them, they'll say, when will our food come from? Or can you give me some food? If I keep quiet, my education is incomplete. Okay. So I've given you 2 stories. I can give you n number of stories actually. I can give you n number of stories. Priyanka, you have understood, I suppose? Any question? Any other question?
Yeah, it's clear to me. The base actually,
Yes.
Physiological needs, safety,
Yes.
security,
Hmm.
that is the base. That
Yes.
requires more space, like, right?
So unless you complete it, you cannot go to the next level.
Yeah.
Now you
So
can challenge me.
that is my first requirement. I need food for my survival. So that is why
Yes.
it is on the base, and it just takes the
Yes.
more space. It's on
Yes.
the base
Yes.
of the pyramid. And
Yes. Yes.
this is the, like,
So
okay. Thank you
now
so
there
much.
can be challenges to this. There
Yeah.
can be challenges to this. When a soldier goes to war,
Yeah.
he is putting his safety at stake. He's putting his safety at stake for self-esteem,
Yes.
for esteem, for my pride, right? For my pride, he's doing it. So then Maslow is being violated because pride is coming, self-esteem is coming before safety. But actually what is happening is that he feels unsafe that his mother, because he takes his country to be his motherland, that his mother will be unsafe in the hands of this marauding enemy. Okay. Now, why am I sharing this? Because if you take this discussion ahead in your own circle, someone can challenge you, then you will be at a loss. So don't get angry with me. Okay. Okay. That what he told this and his theory where, and then, so these are the challenges to Maslow. Any theory has its limitations. Any theory has its challenges. Okay. So that's why I mentioned, because whenever I'm not for or against Maslow, I'm giving an objective analysis of a theory. Okay. And the last point that comes is, as Rupam said, we are interacting with ourselves. The aim is self-actualization, which remember we did in the first day. Okay. Anamika, just quickly go through all the points. Remember the last word we came about actualization. Okay. Remember, that's why we did actualization that day, to connect with a theory. So I'm not propounding any theory. Okay, I'm not saying anything, no Gyanvani being given. I'm not a Baba guru or anything like that. Though I would love to be. These people have a lot of money and all that. I'm attracted to them, but I am not. So actualization is coming from this theory. Okay, and also there's another psychologist called Carl Rogers who also talks about self-actualization. Okay, so now that we have ascertained what.
I
Yes,
have a quick
please.
question here, like it's coming in my mind right now.
Yes.
So once we achieve actualization, right? So then how we look back to all our basic needs, like, so our thought process definitely changed, right? So the journey towards like actualization, at that point of time, it was a different aspect. But once we achieve actualization, how we look back to our basic.
Exactly. Very good question. Now, I love these questions because these take the sessions forward, because what you said can be a content of an entire session. Because we talk about something called cognitive restructuring, where our thought process gets changed. So when we attain actualization, the same example, the same situation can be looked upon in a different way. Okay, we'll demonstrate that right in this session today. We'll be demonstrating that to a small role play we'll do. Okay, this session will also have a role play later on. For the time being, we just shift our focus, because this session is about mental health. Okay, role of self-awareness in mental health. So first, you tell me, what do you mean by health? What comes to your mind when we talk, when I utter the term health? What comes to your mind? What comes to your mind when I use the term health?
My well-being of my mind and my body is.
Mind and body. Okay. Others?
To be fine.
Hello. Who spoke?
Yeah. Me, it's Ruchira.
Yes.
To be fine. Health means to be fine, always be fine.
Always be fine. Fine. I mean, can you explain the term fine?
বাংলায় বলি সুস্থ bhalo thaka.
Acha. Okay. Bhalo thaka means you're talking about well-being. Okay.
Not having any disease.
Not having any disease. Thank you. Thank you. Not having any disease. Very nice. Okay. We'll come to this point. Anyone else? Krishna, Rupam? Since we are having less participants, I can actually call their names and ask them, I suppose. Any other point that comes to your mind when we talk about health?
Is it about physical health or mental health? We're talking.
The term health. When I use the term health, what comes to your mind?
I can imagine like it is health is somewhat related to my perception about myself. Like if maybe I'm a ill person, but like I'm feeling that I am healthy.
Okay.
I'm feeling that I am mentally healthy and physically healthy. So
Fine,
it is also somewhat related to my perception about myself.
Okay.
Sorry,
So,
Sumi, quick time check, okay? Just wanted to do a time check. Yeah, thanks.
Yes. Okay. So we'll go straight into the role play, Anamika. Okay. So now we'll do the role play. Okay. Anamika, is it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Anamika and I, we are going to do a small role play. Now, role play is something which we do in our workshops. Okay. Now we'll be doing this online. I mean, Anamika is in Hyderabad. So we are colleagues who work in the same company. Now, the situation is I am ill and I've been at home for 2 weeks. I mean, so I'm terribly ill. And 1 month later, we have to submit a project. Okay. So Anamika has come to visit me. She has come to visit me to look how I am regarding my illness. Okay. So yeah, Anamika, you start.
Hi, Sumit. How are you? Oh, you seem to have a bad cough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, I hope you're taking some medicine.
yeah, I'm taking.
Yeah, but I'm
How are
really
you?
worried. Oh, I'm okay. I'm just worried because this presentation is, just coming and we have lost so much time. I haven't been able to sleep. It's really bad now. I'm stressed out. I don't know what to do now.
Why worry so much? It's 1 month later.
Yeah, but we have lost so much time, like 2 weeks we have already lost, and you are unwell still. So how are we going to really come together on it? I have no idea.
Look at me.
No, I know you're unwell, but I don't know what to do about this. This is kind of running on my head now.
I haven't touched my laptop for 2 weeks. I haven't even touched my laptop.
Wow, and I'm not able to sleep without my laptop because I'm so worried. I don't know what to do. We have like 2 weeks gone and it's a huge project. The presentation is so critical.
Listen, Anna, we are a team, okay? You're not going to sing alone.
Yeah,
if we sing, we'll all sing together. It's okay, relax. Don't worry about it. I know you are worrying. It's okay, don't worry. Look at me. So, okay, so this was the role play. Have you all seen? Were we clear and audible and visible? Everything? Okay. So now tell me, between Anamika and Sumit, who is the person you will take to the doctor?
Sumit, of course.
Others, please. Who is the person?
Anamika.
Yeah.
Yes.
For what? For what?
Because she is, though time is there, but she's panicking, right? There is a panic.
Okay.
Panicking about the whole scenario, not looking out and working out how to be done now. And she knows your condition. She knows project is coming. There is a time, but she is not able to connect all the three things together. She's only thinking that she's running out of time and you're not well, and she's thinking that it is not going to happen. That is there in the mind. It is not how to work out.
Okay.
To have a patient.
So, which doctor will you take this person to, Anamika? Which doctor will you take Anamika to?
I don't know which doctor, but we have to calm her first, right? We have to calm her, and then we have to put the things in the place. This is the deadline. This is a condition. This is a project, and these things we can do it. And if any setback is there, how to achieve that kind of confidence we have to give it to her.
Fine. So I asked the question. Okay. So you
it is a kind of guidance.
Yes. So I asked the question, whom will you take to the doctor? Okay. You're talking about guidance. You're talking about helping her. That I understand. Yeah. But who is the person you take to the doctor in general now? If these two persons
physically you're not well, so you're not well, so you should be taken to doctor, and it makes sense that you may have visited a doctor.
Okay, let me ask. Suppose Anamika and I are both in the same house, in the same family. Suppose, who do you think the family people, parents, grandparents, will attend more, Anamika or me?
You.
You
understand?
You. Yes, sir.
Because of my illness, because of my physical illness, right?
Yes.
But what about Anamika's sleepless nights? What about Anamika's tension, worry? Who will she go to? And when I asked who are you taking? I don't know the person's name. It's written Galaxy A33.
Myself, Vijaya, sir.
Vijaya. Okay, fine. Vijaya.
Yeah.
So, Vijaya, you were confused actually who to take to actually. You understand, it's that vague, it's that obscure. We are not even aware where to take this person to. You're understanding with your sensitivity that this person needs more help, but we are not even aware where to take this person to.
Exactly. This happens with all our friends and colleagues and family members.
Yes.
Physically, person are taken to a doctor, but who are mentally worried and affecting their health, we don't think much on them, sir.
Yeah.
On that situation, my mom will scold me that always you will do the things in 11th hour. Pehle se karne se kya hota?
Absolutely.
Basically, this has become like all of us are going through, sleepless nights like Anamika's in this kit.
Yeah,
we are so used to taking unnecessary burden, stress, and putting our night sleep to unrest.
Yes.
And we don't know. Actually, we are not taking any care. Also, we are not meeting any doctors. We are not taking care of our mental health.
Okay. So it's not just about illness, right? Health is just not our illness. Okay. So, what do you mean by illness? So we have seen that there can be two versions of illness, right? One is the physical illness we talk about. Okay. But there can be another form where Anamika is having problems. Now, we are not using the term illness over there, but some problem is there, right? Okay. So, Anamika, can we go straight to that slide of health definition? Straight away. Yes. Now, this is the definition of health given by WHO, okay, which states that it is a state of optimal physical, mental, and social well-being, and not just absence of illness. Okay. So when Sir said about, Mr. Ananda said about disease, definitely it's but just not absence of disease. That is where mental well-being, psychosocial well-being comes into play. Okay. That is where it's just not about a physical illness, because that doesn't, if it was only physical illness, Anamika's problems go unattended. Okay. It's just the doctor and the patient. Doctor gives medicines and the patient is cured. But what about her sleepless nights? Where will she go to? Okay. Now, just let me ask you, say 100 years ago, okay, what were the types of illnesses people were suffering from? Generally speaking, what were the types of illnesses? And I'm not talking about sort of accidents, how people were dying generally. What do you think? What were the reasons people were dying?
Malaria,
other than accidents and wars. Malaria, typhoid, then? Can you just write down? Can you just write it down if possible? What are the things? And then malaria, typhoid, and what are the things? Because we are talking about 100 years ago, 150 years ago.
Filaria, dengue.
Okay. And?
কালাজ্বরের ইংরেজি কি হবে স্যার?
Kala Azar, don't worry. Kala Azar is a
Cholera.
okay.
Yes.
Others?
Okay, so just a time check for everybody. I know we scheduled till 5. We're at 5 right now. We may take another 10 minutes, and I hope that's okay with everybody.
I'll finish in 10 minutes.
Yeah, we started 10 minutes late, so I just hope it's okay with everybody.
10 minutes late. Yeah.
Thank you, everyone.
I'll finish in 10 minutes. Yeah, thank you. So, I'll just speed up because I shared certain stories also, just for the occasion, because Maslow's theory came into the middle. So yes, we generally had plague, cholera, typhoid, TB, pox, remember? Smallpox, chicken pox, okay? And also
measles virus.
measles. So what kind of diseases are these? Do you find any commonality in these diseases? What sort of diseases are these?
Bacteria, virus.
Viral, bacterial diseases. So these are infectious diseases, right? Okay, these are spread through infections, bacteria, virus, and they have certain agents also, like mosquitoes, okay, rats for plague, okay. So generally speaking, do we die of these diseases nowadays? Generally speaking, I'm not talking about malnutrition, malnourishment, or maltreatment. Do we generally die of these diseases nowadays?
A few, yes.
Huh? Hello? I'm not talking about corona because we haven't found the treatment for that. That's an exception.
Yeah, mostly I think
we generally don't die of these diseases nowadays, right? Okay. So, but people are still dying. People are still having illnesses.
Vaccines are there.
Vaccine is there. Exactly. We don't die because we have found vaccines and we have found medicines for these, right? We take polio vaccine, we take malaria vaccine, pox vaccine. When a child is born, they are given polio vaccine, TB. All these are vaccines we have. Okay. And we also have medicine. Even if we have malaria, we have medicines to cure it. We have medicines to cure pneumonia, flu. People were dying of pneumonia also. Okay. But people still die nowadays. What are the reasons? What are the diseases we have nowadays if people die? Can you say? Now we are coming to the present time, so it will be a little more easier.
Depression.
Depression, okay. Then?
Hallucination, it may be.
Hallucination, it kills.
No,
it can be a symptom.
Actually,
India is number one in this disease. Do you know which disease? India is number one in this disease. Diabetes. Okay. Blood sugar. What other diseases people suffer from nowadays? It's very common. Cardiac arrest. Cancer. Okay. Chronic liver disease. Hypertension, blood pressure. Every household has these diseases, right?
Yes.
Now tell me which mosquito or which rat spreads this disease? Which rat, which bat spreads this disease? Tell me. Can you name?
Aedes mosquito. Anopheles mosquito is because of malaria.
No, generally speaking, malaria, we don't die of these malaria nowadays. Okay, I'm asking which mosquito spreads cancer, blood sugar, blood pressure.
No.
Okay. So what is the root cause of these diseases?
Stress.
Sedentary lifestyle. This is
Yes,
what
stress.
Yes.
Stress, right? Root cause is my anxiety, depression, my emotional. Like Anamika is having sleepless nights. Why? Because she's stressed out. Okay, she's stressed out. That's why she's having sleepless nights. She's, having tremendous tension. Now, the person who all of you are taking me, to the doctor, I am chilled out. Okay. So when Rupam talked about this aspect of self-actualization, the same situation is being viewed from two different perspectives. Remember the same exam situation. One student is, oh my God, what will happen? Oh my God, what will happen? And the other student is, okay, let's see. Same question for you, same question for me. Okay, what's the big deal? One student is so frustrated, he didn't get 80%. The other student is so elated, he passed. He got 40%. So the same situation can be looked upon from different perspectives. Okay? So that is where when Rupam asked this question that when I attain actualization, I will view the situation from a different vantage point. And that is where the pyramid comes in, because I'll be atop the pyramid. My view will not be from the base. It will be from a vantage point where I'll see much larger, the greater picture I'll be seeing. Okay, so now Priyanka, you understand the significance of the pyramid. Okay, it's not a rectangle, by the way, it's a pyramid. Because as you go up, the needs come down, but it's that much difficult to attain. And that few number of people attain them. Very few people actually attain actualization. Okay. So when we are talking about this stress, so it's all about my mental well-being. Okay, my mental well-being.
There was one interesting thing about the definition you shared with us about health. It says well-being of my mental, physical, and social needs.
Social.
So social is a new term. Like I talked about my body and my mind. We always talk about wellness of the mind and body, but so social as well, the surroundings as well. That needs to be in harmony with myself. If I need to feel healthy.
If you have a jhagda with your parents, your body will go for a toss.
Yes, and I think most of us, like, we don't accept that. That is why stress comes up.
Yes.
The root cause of stress is this social imbalance as well, which is
again go back to the Johari window, third window.
Yeah.
The child is saying, "Mama, you are getting so angry, you're so tense." I am not aware.
Yeah, this happens all the time.
Yeah, I love these yas and woos. So because that means the things are going. I mean, people are relating.
We actually face that in day-to-day life.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's where we have to. Please come to the next slide, Anamika. Yeah. So these are the things we already discussed. Disorders. Okay. So we have to strike right from the day one. I'm talking about maintaining a balance between self and surroundings. So when we only talk about myself, I, nothing else. Okay. You have just I, the capital I. See, the person is standing on a stool to reach the entirety of that person, entirety of self. It's so tall. Okay. Okay. So I just focusing on myself without bothering about environment will lead to illness and ill-being. Okay. When we harmonize with the surroundings, I becomes we. I and the surrounding becomes we. See, the illness becomes wellness and well-being. So this is the journey we have to take from ill-being to well-being, from illness to wellness. Understand? And now you have already, we have overshot time and you have stayed for so long, given so much extra time. So now comes your KFC goodie, okay? Your incentive for bearing with my discussion, whatever, if it was boring and all, just to cheer you up, okay? So it's slowly coming, okay? This is the F we're talking about. You must have heard of something called flight and fight response. in the surroundings, either we fight with the surroundings, okay, or we run away from the surroundings. We run away from our daily chores. We run away from our daily duties and responsibilities. We flight. We run away from our boss. Okay, either we fight for our holidays, for our duty leaves. Oh, no, boss nikal dega to chodo. Inside, I'm burning because my boss is not giving me holidays. Inside, I'm burning. Flight. Okay. The ideal thing is to be in a state of floating, where I can balance between myself and the surroundings. So I float. Neither do I drown, nor do I frown, nor do I spoil the water, but I float. Okay. So flight and fight response we all have. Based on that, when we fight, we are actually not bothered about our surroundings. We are in a mode of competition. And again, if you go back to Darwin's theory of survival, we are always competing. One post, 1 lakh aspirants. Any government job you'll find, it's competition. Whoever fights, whoever wins, survives. The others are flight. They capitulate. Okay, they give in to the surroundings. That means I am losing with my surroundings. Surroundings is overpowering me and I am becoming passive. I am losing out. Okay. So the ideal thing to float is to be in cooperation, where I also give something. Remember the first day I said, I also shape my environment and the environment also shapes me. So if we have a balance between the two, in a cooperative relationship, from competition to cooperation, this is something which is a hot topic in something called care ethics, okay, where they talk about feminist ethics. Now, feminism is not about females. It's a movement, okay, and many males are also part of the feminism movement. So there they talk about care ethics, from competition to cooperation, where if I also cooperate with you, you cooperate with me, we'll both grow together. And if we take it in a larger context, if all these border disputes we are having, if the countries cooperate, I'm taking the discussion is slightly digressing. If we cooperate, we can be much better off. Okay. And if we have this knowledge about ourselves, which justifies these sessions about having self-awareness, knowledge starts with me, we'll be much better, we'll be equipped to handle our fight and flight responses so that we float and we cooperate and strike a harmony with our surroundings. Okay. So there you have your KFC. Goody, do you have it in front of you? Food for thought. Okay. It is food for thought.
Munch well.
So next time when you go to,
I said munch well.
Munch well. So next time whenever you go to KFC, I hope you'll remember these sessions. Okay. That is the whole idea. Because from there, we'll be, the content of this session has ended today. Okay. We look forward. That is the way forward, which we'll go, is we can do further sessions about self-awareness takes us how to manage our own conflicts, intrapsychic and interpersonal, and then the life skills, again, which are given by WHO about self-awareness, empathy, managing emotions, communication skills, decision-making, problem-solving, critical thinking, creative thinking, interpersonal relationships, and then comes managing stress, and also time management and goal setting. These are the 10 life skills given by WHO regarding mental health, how to enhance my well-being. Okay, not just absence of illness, how to enhance. Okay, we all do for physical well-being, we do yoga, we do meditation, we do go for gymming, bodybuilding and all. How much exercise do we do about mental bodybuilding? Do we do anything? On the contrary, we just shirk off from going to a counselor thinking that I'll be called a psycho.
Sorry to interrupt you, sir. And yes. Yoga is all about mental well-being. Physical
of course, absolutely.
Absolutely. A little bit of yoga is physical. 99% is about mental well-being.
Mental well-being, definitely. Thank you for your point. Because people, sir, you are equipped with the knowledge of yoga, but people who do yoga think that they are doing it for their body. So they are not fully, again, I'm talking about self-awareness. They are not having the full knowledge as to what to do yoga for. when we do meditation, they are thinking that, okay, I'm just calming my, but what exactly they are doing it for, they're not aware. That is where awareness comes in. Okay, that is where the self-awareness comes in. So we need to be aware of these things and do building our mental faculties. Okay. So that brings us to the end of this session. Thank you so much for, I've overshot the time because we are sharing stories, and as it happens that when we start sharing stories, more stories come in because we get so involved in our sessions. Okay. Whoever have done my sessions must be a little aware of these things because time is not, and I'm not being that professional also. Okay. So, and I'm sorry.
It is very difficult to wrap up this kind of discussion within 1 hour.
Yes, but I need to be more professional because your time is more important. I can give time, but your time, like Rupam has got up at 6 o'clock. I don't know, maybe abusing me or whatever. So, and so thank you so much. Thank you again to all of you for joining in this session. And I hope we can take this forward. This is the end of a greater beginning. And we hope to meet. And as Jibanand Dash said, Mohamari দেখা হবে মহামারী শেষে means we will all meet. আমাদের দেখা হবে মহামারী শেষে means we will meet after the pandemic is over. He was talking about the Bengal family. And I hope that we'll all meet after, definitely we'll meet after all this pandemic epidemic gets over. We'll take these sessions forward. And I heard also that some of you are very good cooks. So I mean, as Anamika said, that there are no charges for this session, but I keep some charges. I'll take some remuneration from all of you. Okay. And those who know me that I'm an out and out foodie. So my charges will be taken that time. So thanks everyone. And thank you, Anamika, for giving me this platform. Yes, Rupam, you're saying something.
No, I mean, thank you so much for this is a very excellent experience. And as you said earlier, Sunday, listening all these things and make my week and my life go.
Very glad. Very glad.
So if anyone else wants to give some feedback, otherwise Anamika will take.
Sure. Yes. So thanks, Sumit. First, to begin with, definitely thanks a lot again to invest your time. I love to use the word invest because I'm sure we are all reaping benefits out of this. This is not spending time. This is investing time. So thank you for investing your time out of your Sunday, out of your personal time, and coming together with us. We all are learning from each other. Yes, we are each one of us are experts in something. And so we are able to, share. So thanks, Sumit, for doing the sessions for us. And thanks for being a member, a continued member for Reach Out for Emotional Wellbeing. So if you do like the session, yes, I will take the verbal feedbacks as well now, but I would really love to hear from you. Please write into me as well. You have my email ID right on your screen. You can also join the Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, please just go and search for Reach Out for Emotional Wellbeing. You'll find the group. The group is really, really focused on enhancing emotional well-being of people, of bringing knowledge together, bringing awareness together, of spreading the word. It's all about love, compassion, positivity. That's what our aim is. And I'm so glad that in my journey, I have these companions who have kind of who have chosen to walk along with me. And I'm just blessed for that. You can also like my page, which is Love Live Learn 6. You can search that also on Facebook. It's also available on Instagram and other areas also. But if you just go to that one place, you'll find a lot of links to go everywhere else. Yeah, the idea is to really, come together and spread the word, please, 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 only because we all want to be that one drop that initiates a ripple that is never ending, a ripple of positivity, a ripple of love, a ripple of compassion. And compassion begins with yourself. If you don't love yourself, you'll never be able to love anybody else. Right. So I think it is all about begin with yourself and then spread it across. So please spread that word. And I'll pause now. I will take your verbal feedback for this session. And if you haven't already, the last few sessions, you can always watch those recordings as well on the YouTube channel. Okay. So I'll pause and I'll wait for your feedback. So who's going first?
It should be continued, I think. Then our mind should be always joyful.
Great,
That is
thank
my
you.
feedback to you,
Mhm.
that this kind of session should be there. Then people can be in less mental stress.
Sure. Thanks, Ruchira. In fact, so we are committed to doing more and more sessions. Sumit will be facilitator for some sessions. We will be inviting some other facilitators as well. We have a great group of around 30 people, like I said, and we want to bring in experiences and knowledge from all different walks of life as well. You know, how people in different areas are coping with stress. How are they managing stress? How are they keeping their emotional well-being upfront and always uptight, despite all the challenges that they go through. So we will be bringing in a lot of other sessions as well. Please stay tuned with us, stay connected. That's how you'll get to know what's coming up next. Thanks, Ruchira. Others?
Thanks,
Yeah,
Anna.
I think the
Thank you.
information shared in a very, I mean, like consistent manner and very informative, as you said, and yeah, and we learn, and I can say that we always keep, as you said, like we need to keep in touch and like follow this kind of sessions and this kind of thought process. Then gradually we will able to, like, achieve that kind of mental states, like self actualization. I mean, like, it is very difficult to achieve self actualization, but it's kind of a journey, and we can work towards that direction. But we need a similar similar kind of people who are thinking on the same line, and we need to network with them. We need to commit it with this kind of session, and gradually it will come. Yeah,
we'll together get there. Great. I would highly recommend that you all join the Facebook group. If you are on Facebook, you just join the Facebook group, because these are the discussions that we are having on a regular basis. You know, we are sharing these, and we are doing some polls where we understand the psyche of a person, on how are people really thinking about a particular emotion also. So do join our group. That is also one way of, staying in touch. Great. Someone else was also saying, Priyanka, was it you, or Hari sir, was it you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll say something.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
It was a very enriching experience for me. Like, Mardo's pyramid is actually kind of eye opener. None of us I don't think we are able to be happy about all the aspects in life. There is always imbalance, and attending today's session, it is like clearly explain that it's okay to not get something, but you will have something else. Like, these are the sequences. Whenever the imbalance happens, mental stress is going to be there, but realization for that, okay, I'm not well, I am stressed, I'm anxiety, maybe I can revert that and get back to my balance.
Sure.
So the realization actually is the first step to actualization.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is very important point we have made today.
True.
Thanks, Priyanka. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hari sir, over to you. Sorry.
Yes. Very nice to see all of you, and it's a great experience. And after a long time, I've seen so many smiling faces at the time today. I'm very happy for that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Including yours, right?
Because whenever I take my yoga session online, everybody will be like, feel like taking some punishment from me.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
So very happy to see you all, and I'll be joining these sessions regularly.
Thank you. Thank
you. Thanks for Namika for conducting and taking initiative, and the untouched subjects of the society.
Thank
so
you so much.
Everybody feels that, but nobody will speak up about these issues.
Yes.
Okay. If you can help someone, that's a great pleasure. Actually, we'll get that. And I hope Anamika will be receiving a lot of happiness out of this.
Yes, I'm very selfish. So all happiness coming my way.
So thank you very much for organizing this session.
Thank you, sir.
Of this. I'll be joining regularly. Thank you.
Sure. I'm so glad you saw my post on LinkedIn and you kind of shared it on your wall also as well. I saw that. So thanks. Do join us in spreading the word as well. Join the group. Let's, just become, like I always keep saying, the next pandemic should be the pandemic of positivity, the pandemic of love and compassion. It should spread like wildfire. That I always keep saying this, let's just initiate that pandemic. Yeah.
It's our pleasure.
Thank you. Vijay, do you want to go next? Any feedback for us?
No, just want to say thank you, Anna. Thank you.
Thanks.
It was a great session. Somewhere we are aware, but we don't pay attention to it about our mental health. Only when some incident happen or it's around, we get, for that moment we pay attention, and then we gradually put it under the carpet, right? We don't pay it. But now it's more important, and in this kind of session, it's a self-awareness, and again reminding us again. And thank you for. It's a lovely session. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. Again, thanks for staying beyond the scheduled time. And like I always keep saying, that the success of a session is not how many people have joined. The fact that despite less number of participants, the participation was extremely high. We overshot the duration and every single person stayed on. That to me is the testimony of the success of the session, which means people really found value to stay over, right? Yes,
Anamika. बंगाली में ना कहावत है अधिक सन्यासीते गाजर नष्ट हाँ इसका मतलब है अगर ज्यादा लोग हो जाए ना तो पूरा का पूरा आलोचना जो होता है कॉन्फ्रेंस जो होता है वो बिगड़ जाता है
I mean, too many cooks spoil the broth. That's what she is.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I agree and disagree. I think I have had sessions with more number of people also. So either ways, it's okay. As long as someone is able to drive. So I'm a facilitator. I'm a trainer by profession. So in my class, at times, I have 40, 50 people also. And my mantra is very simple. Even if 10 people are able to take 10% of learning from that entire discussion, my job is done. We'll never be able to influence anybody 100% of the times. Even if I'm able to touch one person for 1 minute, I think that is the mantra that we should continue doing. We should not get discouraged that, okay, people are not participating or less number of people are joining. In fact, our second session was a big technical mess and we were all laughing about it because we were almost 40 minutes into the session. We had no technical, complete technical glitch. We couldn't solve it and we were still all laughing about it. So I think that is what it is. We don't have to be so serious about and be so worried about making mistakes. I think it is human, and accepting that you will be making mistakes, being humble and laughing at yourself, I think is easiest way to wave off and send away all the stress, everything. Just keep laughing at yourself. Don't take everything so seriously.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you so much, everybody. Once again, thank you so much, Sumit. For everyone, this session has been recorded as well, and the recording will be updated and uploaded on YouTube. I'll share it on all the platforms that I usually do. It will be there on Insta, on LinkedIn Learning, on LinkedIn, on Facebook page. It will be everybody. It will be everywhere. So yeah, please do watch and listen to yourselves as well on how you sounded. That will be interesting. But more importantly, really, haath jod ke, please spread it across. That is our need. I would say we are really wanting this to be further more spread in all walks of life, in every area. All types of people should come, because that's when we will learn more about other struggles as well. And I believe that life is not long enough to always keep learning only from my own mistakes. So the more I start learning from someone else's mistakes, I'm going to be able to learn faster. So I think it's very essential to keep learning from each other. So let's do that. Let's keep the ball rolling. Thanks again. Have a beautiful and blessed Sunday evening and a wonderful week ahead.